5'8", number 6 is Matthew D. Halfback 7, Chris Quint.
Freak.
Lock forward wearing 13, Robert Hughes. The second rower is 12, Peter Holmes, with 11, Michael Ostini. Prop forward, number 10 captain, Michael Francis, with 8, Peter Driscoll, and the halfback, number 9, Anthony Lloyd. Representing Yanko, coached by Trevor Howard, the fullback, number 1. The wingers, number 2, Craig Beatty, with 5, Rodney Booth. Centres, number 3, Matthew Capel, with 4, Peter Cattle. 5'8", and captain, number 6, Sean Townsend. Halfback, number 7, Andrew Stewart. The lock forward, number 13, is Gregory Wilson. The second row is 12, Ian Robson, with 11, Patrick Metcalf.
Yeah, so there they are, St Gregory's College of Campbelltown. The cup holders, defending premiers. From fullback, it's Bonetti. McRae across the wingers. The centres are Darian Gonzo. Sears is 5'8", he's one to watch. Flint is the half, Mears is the lock forward, a 92 Australian schoolboy. Ostini Holmes the second row. Michael Francis is the captain in the front row. He's partnered by Driscoll, and the hooker is Lloyd, and they're coached by Peter Mulholland. Yanko Agricultural College from the Riverina. The fullback is Reeves, then it's Beatty and Booth. The centres Capel and Cattle. So we're underway, and from the kick-off into touch, and the scrum will go down only 15 metres out from the Yanko line. So immediate pressure put on this Yanko side by a class outfit, St Gregory's College of Campbelltown. 3 cups in a row for St Gregory's College Campbelltown, and they've won 7 in total. An awesome schoolboy record. Yanko there, Paul Vorton, packing very low, trying to get a good leg drive. But they move it wide now, St Gregory's College of Campbelltown, and tackle with the football is Gonzo.
This is a great opportunity for the St Gregory's boys to put an early try on, something that Yanko cannot afford to let happen.
They can spin it now through Sears. This is Flint. They've got the numbers. A good ball out wide, and that's a try. A try to Daniel Cross. Well, they just moved the Yanko defence every which way. A set play, and here it is for the Commonwealth Bank.
Oh, it's too easy for the St Greg's boys. The match is 4.5 seconds old, and they're over for a try already. Cross does just that over the try line, and that all came through the bad mistake from the kick-off from the Yanko side. And St Gregory's coach very happy. They just worked to the right, brought it back to the left, caught the Yanko boys short, and let's hope it's not a cakewalk. That's an ominous sign for Yanko.
The second quarter final of the 92 Commonwealth Bank Cup on the 9 Network, and St Gregory's lead by 4 points to 0 with the kick to come. 2 metres in from touch. Daniel Cross with the kicking duties. Wing 3/4. He moves into it. He hits it. He sprayed this one to the right. And so the scoreline, after just a couple of minutes, St Gregory's College Campbelltown 4, Yanko Agricultural College 0, Commonwealth Bank Cup football. So, our second glimpse on television of the St Gregory's outfit. And that was Michael Francis that took the first hit up. Now they're on tackle 2 and in the centre of the field. Darting from dummy half and making the advantage line. And jumper number 6 is Sears. Yanko trying to pin down St Gregory's in this end of the field, but St Greg's continue to make the ground, and that was a great ball just then from Michael Ostini. They've lost it through Mears, and Yanko's come up with it. Knock-ons both ways. A scrum will go down. Yanko will get the feed.
They look very strong, very big and powerful, the St Gregory side, and we saw that Ostini throw a beautiful pass there just before that. Now Yanko, the first touch of the ball for them, remains to be seen what they can do with it.
Stewart from the scrum base, and it goes through the captain, Townsend, backing up from last year, a Riverina CHS rep, a state Australian rules rep, and also the captain of this Yanko side today. working across the paddock and then coming back to the middle into the traffic. This is Roger Wilson, another one of the veterans from last year's side. Darting the blind side is their hooker. Eglinton makes it to the 32-metre line. Stewart for Townsend, runners inside and out. He picks up Cattle. Cattle's busted them. He's got away from 1 and 2. Well, desperate defence by Mears brought him to ground. Townsend with the football. They go to the air. Yanko, a good chase on here. A little bit of pressure. He took it pretty well, Mark Bonetti. And Bonetti will now give his side the 22 restart.
Yeah, good play by Yanko. We saw Peter Cattle burst through the corral there and made a big break up the middle and followed up with a kick. They put some good pressure on Bonetti, but he was equal to the task. And now it's Mars, who is an Australian schoolboy of 1992, making good ground.
A run from dummy half. Dallas Gonzo. Francis. 3 defenders bring the big man to ground.
He's another Australian schoolboy from this year, and he looks a promising type. This is good yards. Good yards up the middle there by St. Gregory's. Good run on that occasion by Driscoll.
Driscoll plays it. 42 out. Sears. A good ball this time for Deary. Deary couldn't handle. Probably the pass wasn't quite on.
Trying to run the ball on the 5th tackle. A good tactic there by coach Peter Mulholland, who incidentally is a good coach. He coaches West 2nd grade side, and he's got them in the firing line for the 5, so they're well suited in that area of the coaching, but just the ball going astray there. Now Yanko get their 2nd touch. Let's see what Cattle can do on this occasion.
Yanko Agricultural working away. They've got the football, they need points on the board. Robson met in a heavy tackle. Stewart, Townsend. Nice ball for Cattle. He throws it away. It's knocked back and play on. This is Beattie. Beattie brought to ground. 5 in from touch. 42 metres out from the St. Greg's line. They work a short blind. And again Beattie brought to ground. Last tackle. Signalled by Stephen Clark, the referee. Townsend puts the foot to the football. 6 more tackles. Well, everyone has told me from the Yanko camp that young Sean Townsend has a tremendous kicking game, and of course his experience with state Australian rules won't affect that. This is Townsend again now. He can run the football as well. He got out of 1 tackle. They're 10 metres short of the line. Working blindside. Cattle just short. Last play. They move it back. Townsend goes to the air once more. More pressure for Bonetti. Bonetti goes up. Pressure there. Numbers there for Yanko. Knocked on in goal. And back out for the 22 restart.
Nice kick by Townsend on that occasion, but the ball was knocked forward in the in-goal area. See, the Yanko boys got their hands to that. He was almost offside, Reeves, but the referee has given a tap kick to St. Gregory's, and a great run there by Dallas Gonzo.
Yes, Gonzo brought to ground, 8 short of halfway. A wide blindside for St. Gregory's. Oh, intercept for Cattle. Playing a big part in this game already for Yanko. Well, St. Gregory's there in front on the board, but a couple of silly things on early tackles.
Yeah, it wouldn't be pleasing their coach what they're doing. Those Cattle, he's playing well. He's heavily involved early, and now Townsend. What can he do?
Townsend gets between defenders. Good defence by Robert Mears. Stewart now for Matthew Capel. From memory, I believe he was injured in the early moments when they made the quarter-final against Fairfield Patrician Brothers in 1991. But he's out there today. Last tackle signal by the referee. Townsend again puts along the ground this time, and Bonetti tests it again and comes up trumps.
Yeah, not deep enough that kick on that occasion, but not many chases either. I don't think the rest of his teammates knew that was on. But Townsend, he's obviously the key to their fortunes today. And let me tell you, a lot of people said that St. Gregory's, as they get a penalty for inside the 5 or the mark, it's not standing square on. But Yanko's really taking it to St. Gregory's today, and they're going to make a game of this.
Comments, expert comments by Paul Vorden.
I'm not sure about the expert.
It's an expert. Restart for St. Greg's. Driving defence from Yanko. Lloyd. Eglinton makes the tackle. This is Driscoll. Hitting the ball up hard. Francis. 2 metres short of halfway. Centre of Leichhardt Oval. Back to a very wide blind and through Mears. Sears goes over the top. Taken by the fullback Reeves. Reeves now faced by Sky Blow and maroon jerseys and brought to ground 32 out from his own line. It wasn't the best of kicks there by Mears because it didn't go deep enough and it went too deep to be a good chip kick but not deep enough to be a constructive kick, and just has given Yanko possession back, and they're doing a good job to get to the halfway mark. Player down in back play for Yanko. So now Yanko. Townsend goes over the top. He finds some open space. There's plenty of chase there. Oh, collision! A heavy collision. 6 to go, Mark. 6 tackles to go. Bonetti, we saw a huge game from him the last time around. He put his body on the line. He's in awful trouble on 32. Yeah, great courageous play by Bonetti, but he's down and out. Here's Townsend looking inside. He had numbers on the outside. They'll go that way now. Stewart to dummy half. A penalty goes with Yanko. Well, what about the sin bin? Oh, first offence, fair enough. Referee's called it as he's seen it, but now this is an opportunity for Yanko to get some points on the board. Here's the 11, Ostini, just pulling the leg. I have seen players sin bin for that, but first penalty in the game against St. Greg's. Look at this, this is courageous stuff there by Bonetti. A lot of first graders wouldn't show that much courage, and that's good stuff by the young schoolboy. Mark Bonetti, the fullback, he's back on his feet. Referee's got a problem with his ball there. Calling for a new one. So Yanko now, a chance to post their first points of this quarter-final. They've come a long way. And they're not going out without a fight. Sean Townsend, the 5'8" and captain, has the kicking duties. He's right in front, moves into it, he hits it, gets the job done. It was a spiralling type kick, didn't hit it sweetly. But however, St. Gregory's 4, Yanko College 2, Commonwealth Bank Cup football in 92 on Nine's Wide World of Sports. The restart for St. Greg's. Driven down towards Yanko's try line. Now Reeves brings it back. He's met by the defence and brought to ground 5 metres short of the 22. Running from dummy half is Nicholson. Gets over the 22. 5 short of 32. Runners on open and blind, and brought to ground is Metcalf. This is Matthew Capel. Struggling with the defence and busting tackles, running like Chris Close. Oh, I was just about to say, he reminds me of the big chopper. Bursting up through, he's got to be the biggest centre in the world, this bloke, for a 17-year-old kid. Spiralling, torpedo punt, taken by Bonetti. He looks to be got his confidence back. Takes the tackle of Cattle. Cattle makes 2 in a row, this time on Daniel Cross. On 32, 15 in from touch. Own side of halfway for St. Gregory's. I'm just wondering if that early try for St. Greg's might have given them a bit of complacency, because since that opening flurry by them, it's been all Yanko, and St. Greg's just don't seem to have their mind on the job at the moment. Oh, there's a good pass. That's the man they've got to stop, Paul Michael Francis. I believe, it's only my opinion, one of the best schoolboy forwards in this competition, if not the best. St Gregory's strive over 42 on the last play. Open side for Flint, a long ball for Sears, room to move, and he can motor, now cross. His opposite was up quickly, did very well, Robbie Booth.
Great play by Booth. Once he saw that ball coming out, he did what all good wingers should do. He came up back into the defensive line and covered his man well. That's a sign of good coaching.
This is Booth now. And this side, of course, is coached by Trevor Howard and looks to have done a fantastic job with the Yanko side. Townsend and now Nicholson. Back they come through, Townsend, the playmaker. He's looking for runners. They weren't there on that occasion. Astini brings him to ground. Metcalf hits the line. Again, Astini was there. So too was Holmes. Townsend, a delicate little kick along the ground, will be just too big. In touch, in goal, and back for the 22 restart.
Clever player, Townsend. He's got all the skills, good kicking skills and good passing, and he can run the football.
As long as we don't lose him to the AFL. Of course, plays down in the Riverina. Australian rules as well. He looks to have a big future in rugby league, even at this early stage, as St Greg's knock on. And, well, they're now doing plenty of tackling inside their own territory, and Yanko look like they've got the guns to make you pay.
They've got some good players out wide. I like the look of Cattle and the other centre in Capel, and the more ball they get, the better for Yanko.
This is Metcalf brought to ground by Driscoll and also Francis. Stewart for the playmaker Townsend and the captain. They're up on him this time. He still gets it away, and Stewart now, maybe a slight hint of a shepherd. Reeves gets over the 22 and brought to ground 4 in from touch. Inside play, set play. This is Nicholson. He got a ball away, I believe, for the fullback Reeves. Townsend to the air. Coming down, nice kick. Bonetti, a hand to it. Yanko.
No, he knocked it on, Mark. If he gets his hand on that ball, it's the first try for Yanko. Great kick by Townsend. Up it went. It was knocked back by St Greg's. Oh, Townsend just couldn't ground the ball. Bad luck. Up he goes again, and it was well done by the St Greg's player who saved the day. It was their 5'8" in Sears.
Matthew Sears.
Could be a Yanko ball. Yes, it is.
They move it wide. Through Townsend. An excited Paul Vorden. Why not? Good schoolboy rugby league. Stewart goes himself. Oh! Nearly splits them. Desperate defence by the Premiers St Gregory's. Townsend. This is the lock forward. Got a nice ball away. That was Wilson. Another player backing up from last year's side.
Well, the referees claim that Wilson knocked this ball on. Or Robson, I think. Robson, he's claiming he knocked it on. No, I don't believe so. He went from one hand to the other and then went backwards. So the referee has made a mistake. It possibly cost Yanko a try.
We go inside the last 12.5 minutes of the first half. St Greg's with the football. But they have been camped down in their own territory the majority of the first half, courtesy of the boot of the 5'8" and captain for Yanko, Sean Townsend.
And it could be worrying for the Yanko coach and Trevor Howard that they've had all the possession, all the running of the play, but haven't put points on the board yet. They've got 2 points from one penalty. They're down 4-2, but they do need a try before half-time to capitalise on that possession.
Comments from Paul Vorden. They get the kick in. Through Daniel Cross, I believe. St Greg's. Now, Yanko inside their own side of halfway for the first time in probably the last 10 minutes. Nicholson, a metre short of halfway. Eglinton through Stewart, now Townsend. Cattle stands in the tackle and gets it back for Townsend. Townsend still going, looking for numbers. He looked inside, he looked outside. Cattle was there, still going Cattle. Now Capel still going. Block-busting play by Yanko Agricultural High. I got news for you, St Greg's. This side complete. they move it now? Will they go to the air? Stewart goes up for it. They come down in goal area. And the decision by Stephen Clark, I believe...
It'll be a dropout, Mark. He caught the ball in the field of play, but was forced over back into the in-goal area by good Yanko defence. And they're playing sensational football. Good tackle there by the number 13 in Wilson. So they get another shot at it, the Yanko boys. Cattle, he's stampeding them.
Fair comment, Paul Vorton, as Reeves busts a couple of tackles. A very well-drilled side is St Gregory's College of Campbelltown, but it'd be very hard to defend against a side like Yanko. They're throwing it around and having a great time out there.
Well, they've had all the possession. They're able to do that. But you've got to give St Greg's... Oh, is that... It could be a try. Yes!
Townsend got there. He's been creating havoc all of the first half. This time he's got himself, as Paul Vorton mentioned, St Gregory's had done tremendously well to hang on for as long as they had, but eventually something had to snap.
And Townsend did it all on his own. A beautiful dummy by him here. Just a little short one, whooshka. And away he goes. 2 or 3 fell for it. And the defence right there on that occasion, just a bit ordinary there by Mears. But let's face it, they've done a million tackles. They must be getting tired, the St Greg's boys. And Yanko, great effort by them. They're throwing the ball around, playing a very attractive brand of football.
Commonwealth Bank Cup football, Paul Vorton, at its best.
Oh, there's nothing better.
So, the conversion attempt for the try scorer, Sean Townsend, as the replacement in 16 brings out some more dirt, David Neeson. Sean Townsend, 11 metres in from touch, just back from the quarter-way line. Can he put his side in front? We're locked up at 6-all. He hits it, waved away. So St Gregory's, they trail by 2, Yanko College 6 points to 4. Yanko in front. I must admit I'm a little bit stunned. Townsend. This is the winger, Booth, bringing it to the middle of Leichhardt Oval. Yanko through Wilson to the 32. Michael Francis came over the top. Let him know he was around. Cattle, he's been causing trouble. It just looks like St Greg's are going up a gear in defence.
Well, they need to. They must be getting tired. Stan, our stats man, has just told me that St Greg's have done 60 tackles compared to Yanko's 30. That just goes to show the weight of possession has been all Yanko's way, and they finally got the try they deserved. Now a chance for St Greg's with possession.
Deary crawling over the halfway. And this is a Steenie now. Their forwards are still making the good yards. Mears runs the decoy. Sears the run around with Flint, and an inside ball this time for Driscoll. Into dummy half, Anthony Lloyd. Sears, Mears, steps off the right and comes back to the traffic. Nicholson makes the tackle. 2 players down for Yanko. Sears goes along the ground, comes off. Capel, play on.
And a turnover. That ball wasn't played at by the Yanko side. The man had his back turned when the ball was kicked into him, so the referee, good decision by him. As Capel, another run by the big Choppy. Choppy Capel, we'll call him.
Choppy Capel. So now Francis with the football. Francis still going. Brushing off defenders. Now coming to the open side of the field, Deary. He's made no impact on that occasion. Mears jinks up the left, comes up the right, still going, standing, and a desperate tackle by Metcalf gets the job done on 22. Flint, a face ball, a cut-out ball for Driscoll. They're 15 metres out. Here they come, St Gregory's. Flint. They move it wide for Holmes. Now Astini. Astini looking for support. He throws it on the ground. It wasn't on. And Cattle back in possession. 5.5 minutes out from half-time.
And that was their best situation to attack from there. They had numbers out on the left, but good defence by the Yanko side, just cut off their options. And the frustration showed when Astini threw a silly pass, really.
Hitting it up and losing the football is Edwards. Well, that 6 more tackles and a bad error for Phil Edwards, the front rower for Yanko Agricultural. They're capable of scoring from anywhere, this St Greg's side. Francis taking it up. From dummy half goes Lloyd. They're hanging on, Yanko. They must hold on to this lead before half-time. Mears, Australian schoolboy to the 10-metre line. Lloyd for Sears. Inside ball back for Lloyd. Pops it away for Mears. That's a try. That's a try. Oh, they're all class, St Gregory's. We'll see it again for the Commonwealth Bank.
Can't he play, this Robert Mears? He's had a sensational game for them, tackling, running. Look at him, he's just having a rest back on the inside there, then finds the energy, finds a couple more gears to Sears. Mears, over he goes.
Mears, Robert Mears, and here it is again, Paul, for the Commonwealth Bank.
Just put the head down, missed tackle there. End of story. Back in the match, St Greg's.
St Gregory's, 8 points to 6, leaders over Yanko. Robert Mears, the lock forward, the try scorer. Cross, none from one. He's raised them. It wasn't the most encouraging of kicks, but he got the job done, and St Gregory's 10 points to 6, leaders over Yanko Agricultural College. So, how a football game can change in the matter of minutes. Yanko were playing it so well. Now Townsend restarts his side, and they look like going to the break. 10 points to 6 behind on the scoreboard.
Once again, though, Mark, that came from an error by the Yanko side in possession in their own quarter. Just one of the boys taking it up hard and fast, but not having good ball security, and that's just cost them 6 points.
Mears. What do you think of the lock forward for St Greg's? Mears.
Well, he's got a lot of skill, and he's got a steps off both feet. A very, very good player.
Driscoll. Dead set look-alike for the man we were just talking about, Robert Mears. Except Driscoll, he wears the number 8, front rower. Big lump of a lad. Taken by Booth. Booth knocks on. St Greg's, oh! He's managed to make up for his error, but a big error it is. 1 minute, 50 seconds out from half-time, and St Greg's get the feed.
He got a bit excited when this ball was coming down to him. Booth did. Wasn't the best of kicks, but he dropped it anyway, so now another chance for St Greg's. Although I've got one against the feed. Well pushed by Yanko.
Townsend. Reeves. Inside the last minute and a half out from half-time. Capel running sideways, proving a handful. Beatty bringing the football back inside. Running it up now is Eglinton, the hooker. making some nice yards too. They're standing very clustered. Look for the captain, the 5'8", Townsend. Blindside, here he is now. Holds it up. And in fact, oh, Mears has got himself. There was an intercept on. Mears got the ball away. Townsend looked like he was going to pass and eventually did. Probably the kick was on. Sears now. Sears, he can motor. Whoa, desperate ankle tap. Brings him to ground and eventually Townsend finishes off the tackle. Cross to dummy half. Flint for Driscoll. Nice ball for Astini, who can't handle. Yanko in possession.
Yeah, great pass here by Driscoll, but just couldn't be held. That's good football, isn't it? Now a penalty goes to the Yanko side inside the 5 metres. But prop forwards who can run hard like that and offload in traffic in defence don't come along very often. He's got a big future, Driscoll.
The drop punt finds the line, courtesy of Sean Townsend. Eglinton the restart. The siren has sounded. Townsend offloads it for Metcalf. They're going to take the tackle. So at half-time, St Gregory's lead by 10 points to 6 over Yanko Agricultural College. Commonwealth Bank Cup second quarter final on Nine's Wide World of Sports. So waiting for Stephen Clark to give the signal for the second half. He does so. And Townsend gets us back underway. Yanko trail by 4. Paul Vorton, what have they got to do?
Well, they played a very enterprising first half. If they can maintain possession like they did in that first half, then they could win the game. I just did feel, though, that when St Gregory's had a bit more possession late in that first half, they started to get a roll on, get on top. And this man here, although he's made a mistake in Mears, he was the one who was carving them up the middle.
So now this is exactly what Yanko need. Eglinton brought to ground about 28 metres out from St Greg's line. Wilson hits it up. Francis was in the tackle, so was Lloyd. Getting through a ton of work is young Anthony Lloyd in there. Moving it wide through Capel. Now for Cattle. Cattle, 2 metres short of the 22. Reeves steps off the right. Met by the defence of Astini and company with, on that occasion, Michael Francis. Last tackle signalled by Stephen Clark. He's ordering back the St Greg's defence. Well, they're taking a long time for this. Play the ball. Really, make a decision.
He's in trouble. Wilson, he was in trouble. He copped a knock and couldn't play the ball properly. Well taken by Benetti, that high kick. Yeah, that Wilson, the reason he couldn't play it, he didn't know where he was. He was too frightened, he was going to drop the ball, but he's back in the defensive line now.
I just thought that Stephen Clark might have been entitled to take the football from him and move it across 5 metres. So Stewart has left the field for the Yanko side. Number 18 is on the field now for Yanko in the form of Sam Taylor. Here's the replay for the Commonwealth Bank.
Yeah, well, I thought that was he's got the markers again. They've had a few problems, the Yanko markers. They were penalised once in the first half, not standing square on. That second marker must stand behind the first, not with his arm stretched out and out to the right-hand side. A la Benny Elias. He's a master at it.
Stephen Clark, the referee, having plenty to say to both sides, even at this stage. Cross. Taylor off. Taylor is on now. Stewart is off the halfback for Yanko. St Greg's. Sears, a great ball inside for Driscoll. Oh, he used the shoulder and Wilson copped the full brunt of it.
Got some great set plays, St Greg's, and Driscoll, doesn't he run hard?
So can this boy. Sears, beach sprint champion. Brought to ground on 22. This is Astini. They're 15 metres out there on the last play. Daniel Cross comes in off his wing and puts it very high in the air. Pressure there for Reeves. He takes it beautifully, the young fullback. Takes it beautifully. Yanko come out for the 22 restart.
Clark, yeah, just calling out one of the Yanko players for a high tackle about 4 tackles ago. He went round the shoulder area. Referee, good on. He's having a good game too, Stephen Clark. Young Clarkie.
Of course, all the referees used in the Commonwealth Bank Cup, Winfield Cup referees, as appointed by the New South Wales Rugby League. Townsend for Capel, for Cattle. Can't handle. Daniel Cross scoots over 32, over 22. Oh, good tackle.
Beautiful tackle by Townsend. Classic copybook cover defence.
Trouble for Yanko. Astini brought to the ground very short, a metre short. Lloyd for Driscoll goes without it. The pressure is up again. And Taylor comes up with it. The replacement in 18, and he's driven across field by Francis in company with Mark Bonetti. Yanko hanging on. It's been a very game effort from the boys from the Riverina. St Gregory's 10, Yanko College 6, second quarter final of the 92 Commonwealth Bank Cup on the 9 network. Capel busts from the first line and makes the 32. Driving kick takes the pressure off, sending Flint back towards the 10-metre line. Now he fields it. Plenty of blue and gold jumpers there in defence, and they get the job done. Cattle was there, and so too was Craig Beattie. Gonzo, very strong. He's lost it, and a penalty. St Greg's will see this again for the Commonwealth Bank, Paul Vorton.
Clark's ruled that this has been reefed out, that ball. Yanko being penalised. Makes a good run, Gonzo. No, he's just dropped that cold. Cold as a maggot.
Penalties are 2-all. Peter Holmes finds the line. Chunky second rower for St Greg's. Beattie. Lloyd, Flint, run around with Sears, he gets it back. Deary, 32, over 22, gets away from the fullback. I thought he nearly had him beat Cole, but he didn't. And Sears couldn't handle the final pass.
Great play by St Greg's, getting on the outside of the Yanko defence, and Deary. But just at the last moment, it's all dearly me. He drops it. Could have been a try otherwise.
That's Paul Vorton. Yanko working outside of their 10-metre line. And this is Cattle. Driscoll and Mears make the tackle. Making good yards is Metcalf. Dragging the defenders along behind him. Oh, awful mistake made by Eglinton.
That just comes through lack of concentration. He's just thinking about who he's going to pass it to, but you've got to concentrate on that white thing between your hands, the ball.
The scrums are 4-3 in favour of the Riverina side. Yanko Agricultural High. Well, the scrum's gone down, and it looked like St Greg's were the boys at fault. And one would have thought you'd think Yanko are entitled to a penalty there, Nelly. Paul Vorton.
The last time I saw a penalty for that, Moses was packing down the second row.
Well, next year they're talking about making the scrums a contest again.
Well, it won't work. 100 to 1.
Okay. Telling it like it is Paul Vorton as Sears stands in the tackle of Reeves. eventually brought to ground as Townsend came over the top to make the extras. Astini now works the blind side. Cattle came in with made the tackle in company with Wilson. Also was Capel there. Lloyd now for Mears, and back to the centre he goes. This workhorse bounces out of one and out of two, and eventually Wilson comes over the top, tries to ruffle him up a little bit, slow down the St Gregory's attack, but the machine is now in full flight as Gonzo goes inside the 10-metre line. Set play the blind side, very short blind side, knock on both ways. The feed will go with Yanko.
Well, they like using that short blind, don't they? Both sides have shown a tendency to run down there today. The try was on, but just the ball goes to ground again. It's mistakes coming thick and fast here.
Fed by Taylor, won by Yanko. Reeves from dummy half. 15 about to come onto the field for Yanko is Tim Rolfe. Robson just outside of the 22. Taylor for Nicholson. Edwards leaving the field for Yanko in jumper number 10. And as we mentioned, Tim Rolfe is going to replace him. That change has taken place now. St Greg's pretty happy to just grind away and work at their pattern. They lead by 10 points to 6. Second quarter final, the 92 Commonwealth Bank Cup on Channel 9's Wide World of Sports. Flint for Deary. Strong running centre three-quarter.
He's got a good passing game, Chris Flint. I'd like to see him run a little bit more. I think he's depending on Sears and Co out wide to do the running, but if he runs, I think he'd have him in a bit of trouble, Flint.
This stage of the game, they're probably hanging off him a little bit, expecting his outside runners to get the ball every time, you're saying?
There's a chance, but I think that's too deep, that kick. Not a great kick on the end of that backline play there by St Greg's, but Yanko now, it's Yanko who's having a lot of trouble getting into the opposition half.
Yanko now. Rolfe takes the tackle.
And I think that, Mark, is because this and now a penalty to Yanko. They'll get in the other half now, but the St Greg's defence has really picked up a cog or two, and they're tackling harder, and they've got their line set. I think that is for the markers once again. That must be the penalty for the weekend, the marker area.
The winner of this game will meet Fairfield Patrician Brothers in a semi-final. If it's St Gregory's, it'll be last year's Cup replay. What a game. The absolute arch rivals, St Gregory's and Fairfield Patrician Brothers. Some absolute classic encounters. Townsend, Capel's got to get involved. He's strong. Reeves for Rolfe. Tries to spin out of a tackle, and Francis makes it. Astini was in there also. Astini makes 2 in a row.
Yeah, he's having a good game, Astini. It sounds like something you'd eat with garlic bread, but he's going pretty good. And the defence now has just picked up, and lots of more controlled aggression in their defence. A high kick now from Yanko. Knock on there.
Off Bonetti. Yanko will get the feed. Yanko will get the feed.
Lots of players went up for it. It was knocked back, and then it just was nearly should have been a penalty to Yanko for offside, but they'll get this ball back.
Townsend, Capel, Reeves. Deary hit him hard and drove him at pace. He took out another player, but provided room for Yanko to go on the attack through Capel. Eglinton, blindside play for Metcalf. Eglinton through Rolfe. Taylor on the open side wearing the bike shorts. Oh, opportunity gone missing.
Unbelievable. He played the ball Townsend made another inroad, quick play the ball, an inside ball here. If he catches that, he's under the sticks.
And that would mean a ball game. Oh, big drive. St Greg's managed to win it, however. Benetti from dummy half gets out, and he very elusive runner, Mark Benetti. Standing back at fullbacks for St Gregory's. Mears, he just busts tackle after tackle. Now Gonzo. Gonzo. Still going, Gonzo. He makes it 10 short of halfway. Matthew Sears, away from one, stands in the tackle, waiting for him to cut loose. Gonzo was taken out of it, but he got a ball away. And St Greg's now 32 out from the Yanko line. They move it wide through Flint. Now Sears. Sears puts the kick in, finds it. 15 short of the Yanko line.
Good safe play there by Sears on the fifth tackle. They could see his men out wide were covered by the Yanko defence. Just put the little one in behind the defence, and now Yanko got to do it all out of their own quarter, providing they win the ball.
Taylor with the feed. Yanko winning. Reeves. The scrums. Yanko have got them. 7-5. Including one against the head. Townsend puts a good kick in. Oh, open pastures. Here's a good chase. Here's a chance. Benetti's going back for it on 22. He picks it up. These players are onside. He beats the first. He beats the second. He comes back to the third. He tries to beat another, but Eglinton makes the tackle. Yeah, what a player, Benetti.
Great run by Benetti, but he ran out of support. There was no one there willing to support him. There's a chance here down the left. Away they go. It's Gonzo.
Gonzo, the far touchline, as you look at it. Cross. Sears. Driscoll. Mears. Francis can't handle. Capel's got the football. We're inside the last 15 minutes of the second half.
Just those last plays are falling down for the St Greg's side. They should have scored 2 or 3 tries in the second half, but the last pass is going astray.
St Gregory's 10 points to 6 leaders over Yanko. This game far from over. Eglinton, Taylor, Deary around the legs. Sears over the top. Eglinton from dummy half. Metcalf 10 short of halfway. Last tackle for Yanko. Here comes the kick. Sean Townsend. A radar on his boot. This time sits up nicely for Benetti. He comes back. What can he do?
You can see there Townsend, a nice kick, urging his players on to chase and put a ring around Benetti. They did that well on that occasion. But St Greg's, both sides just starting to get a little bit tired. We come down to the 13-minute mark. Gonzo, he's not tired. Full bore ahead.
Upended eventually in the tackle. Lloyd. Francis. Struggling with the defence. Takes 3 to put him on the deck, the big man. Mears. Sears. Gonzo. Numbers! Flint in open pastures. Paul Morton wanted to see him run. Well, now he will. They won't catch Sears. A hit of a forward pass. But Sears, he can really motor underneath the black dot. And that would just about be the ball game.
Yeah, the try had to come. Yanko, they've done all the tackling this second half. Positions have been reversed from the first half. Numbers down here. You've got 4 on 3. Lovely passing. Flint, away he goes, and a beautiful pass back inside. That pass there, I thought it was okay. It's okay. Referee was on line, just inside there, Clark. And Sears, that'll wrap the game up, with no doubt about it. They could go right on with it from here. Good cover defence by Capel. That pass there, no, fair enough. Townsend over in cover, just couldn't make it. 5-8 on 5-8. And Sears wraps the game up for his side, St Greg's.
A real flyer. Matthew Sears. Daniel Cross, 1 from 2, and this one right in front. Yanko in the in-goal area, pushing every panic button they can find. Right in front. He hits it. Whoa! He got the job done. Got the 2 points. St Gregory 16, Yanko College 6. Second quarter final on Nine's Wide World of Sports. There's the St Gregory support. Very proud student body. David Neeson is now on the field. Yes, now Deadman is on the field for St Gregory's. Holmes is off. In jumper number 12.
I'll give you one tip. Yanko won't turn it up. They're still trying hard. Another try would put them back in the game. It's a matter of them getting some possession, though. Another good run there by Mears. Been instrumental in getting this St Gregory side back on track with some of those barnstorming bursts up the middle.
I believe this is Lloyd scooting from dummy half. There's the score, 16-6 as we go inside the last 10.5 minutes. And you probably don't really see the advantages of this dummy half. Young Lloyd, he's done an extremely good job there at dummy half for St Gregory's.
I think all good sides, whether it be first grade Queensland, New South Wales, Australia, or schoolboys, have got to have a very good dummy half. One who can give good service and occasionally have a run and put the defence in two minds, throw the pass inside out. And Lloyd's done that job well today. Yanko, throw the pill around.
Still willing to throw the football around and give it some air. This is Neeson on. Took the place of Robson. 16 on is Neeson. Robson off in 12. Taylor. Townsend, Capel, driven. Picked up and driven, and he spilled it.
They've got the lead, St Greg's. They don't want to lose it. That sort of defence has been outstanding for them all game. Look at this for a tackle. Beautiful tackle by Deary.
The scrum, 7-5 to Yanko. Still ahead on that side of the ledger. As Taylor wins a scrum and goes open side. Benetti was there.
Another one against the feed there for Yanko. What they have done, they've won 3 against the feed today.
Capel.
They've got a very good technique in the scrum. Obviously, something they've worked on.
Townsend busted them. He stands up the fullback. Will he? No. Oh, great defence. Great defence. Plenty of room to move. They've got the numbers. They must pass it. Surely they must score. Cattle gets there. Did he get there? No, he's lost it over the line. That's 2 tries, Paul Vorton, that they have absolutely bombed. And Yanko truly could be right in it this game, right up to their eyeball.
Oh, yeah, Cattle just butchered that one. He had it over the line, but it just fell out of his arm. But it was good play once again by the 5'8" in Townsend. He's had an absolute blinder. I thought when he stood the fullback up and he stepped back inside, he should have kept going. He might have scored the try, but he double-stepped and ran straight into him. But great defence by Benetti too.
Comments from Paul Vorton. Rolfe makes the tackle this time on Mears as Steeny takes it forward over halfway. Young Taylor wrapped him up around the legs as Driscoll gets up ahead of steam, goes over 42. Last tackle signal by Stephen Clark. Kick in for St Greg, sits up this time for Reeves, stands up the first, he can't beat Sears and he's brought to ground, 15 metres out from his own line, 12 in from touch as Beattie scoots from dummy half and takes it to the centre. Townsend. Oh, head clash, I thought. No, he's okay, Cattle. Now he's gone down, he'll receive some attention. He's as tough as teak. Townsend standing in tackles, doing what he pleases. Capel gets it back. Booth still going. Booth out of 2 and 3 tackles. Booth still going.
Yeah, but not out of Mears' tackle. Mears had him covered all the way.
Peter Kelly in jumper number 17. Townsend giving chase to another kick. The general for Yanko hasn't stopped trying.
Yes, he's played well. As now another penalty for inside the 5 metres by Clark. As the clock ticks down, Yanko in desperate trouble now. Replacement made, Kelly on. Looks like the hooker coming off in Lloyd. A fine game, Lloyd.
Yeah, well, I'd say that it nearly have to be for an early shower because he has had an absolute bottler, the hooker, Lloyd. Love to have a look at his tackle count. He's done plenty. St Greg's now with the penalty.
Yeah, 26 tackles. He had a good game, Lloyd.
McRae with the restart. Big effort, 26 tackles to the young hooker. Mears shows to pass, shows it again. Now Driscoll, he's saying, I want another taste of the football. Here he comes again. Neeson nails him on 32. Astini. Yanko haven't dropped off in defence.
And they've set up another blindside shot.
Flint, Sears, busted out of 2. He couldn't beat the third defender. Eglinton was there. He's had a good game too, the hooker for Yanko. A kick into the in-goal area, it's setting up. He'll have to take it. Beatty, he can't get out of his own in-goal area. And now the dropout, the line dropout, and St Greg's, they're coming back.
Yeah, it's amazing what the football will do, the rugby league football. I thought that was going to go over the dead ball area, but it just held up. A couple of replacements coming on now. Ward, Deadman, and Chris Lott coming on, looking to get a piece of the action.
Peter Holmes to the centre. He beats one, can't beat the second line of defence. Capel made the tackle. Jumper number 17 is Kelly. Mears standing just outside the ruck and offloading as he pleases. Geary with plenty of room and plenty of pace. He's brought to ground.
Little knock on there. Clark's found the referee. Clark saw a knock on by Deary.
Well, Paul, this game has been played at a hectic pace.
Has been a great game of football here. I can't believe the standard of rugby league at this level. It's just outstanding. Just outstanding, some of these boys. They'll go all the way.
Gee, that was a good shot by our camera crew. Took us right inside the scrum there. St Greg's trying to win one against the feed. Almost impossible in the year of 1992. The penalty goes with Yanko.
In the 5 metres again. Referees clamped down on this area in the second half. Now Yanko want to score a try, get them fried out of the game. They've done themselves proud, don't worry about that. They'd like to get a bit closer on the scoreboard.
They're going to spin it again. They might go out defeated today on the scoreboard, but they have given it their all, they've thrown it around, and they have put the scare of all time into St Gregory's. And a couple of missed opportunities could well have meant the upset of the year.
As they spin it wide now, Yanko, they haven't given up. Cattle comes back inside. Still, the skill level is outstanding here. But look, you've got to remember that St Greg's missed a couple of opportunities as well. They had dropped the ball with the line wide open on a couple of occasions. I think they deserved their win.
Townsend, the 5'8", isn't he an awkward customer with the football? You just don't know what he's going to do, and so many options.
He's not endowed with great pace, but his skill level is brilliant.
Here he is, the young man that Paul was just talking about. He went over the top on that occasion, nothing came of it. The scrums. So Yanko, yes, they've had plenty of possession, as Paul said. Gregs have done exceptionally well to bring themselves back into this game and come away with it. And it very much sounds like one Paul Vorton almost almost giving them the seal of approval. Almost inclined to call they'd nearly be your tip in this year's Cup.
Oh, they've got to be a great chance. Great chance.
Yanko, Eglinton, Townsend for Cattle. St Greg's. This is Mears. Steps a couple to the right and then straightens it up and makes the ad line. Gonzo to dummy half. Picks up the first runner. Oh, it's Michael Francis. He hasn't stopped. Second rower, Peter Holmes, the grimace on the face, the last tackle for St Greg's. Out on the full. Yanko will get a feed. They trail by 16 points to 6, the second quarter-final of the 1992 Commonwealth Bank Cup. What a platform for junior rugby league in Australia.
They've got a great all-round side, St Greg's. Both sides have, but a couple of players we haven't given a great mention to. Their captain, Michael Francis, he's led by example, had a wonderful game. They continue to throw around. St Greg's come up with a position from that mistake by Yanko, but Peter Holmes, the beefy second row, he's done his job too. Sears, the 5'8", cut him to ribbons whenever he's had the ball. It's been an all-round great display by St Gregory's.
Yeah, and they keep coming now. St Gregory's Gonzo stuck out the left hand and gave Townsend a nice bend. A nice how do you do. We go inside the last 10 seconds. That'll just be about it. Mears appropriately takes the last tackle with the football, and St Gregory's have won this quarter-final by 16 points to 6 over a very game Yanko Agricultural College.
One, two, three.